Hello and welcome to the very first episode of, we just came up with this, Off the Cuff.
We came up with it off the cuff.
Off the cuff, literally.
Quite literally.
We're here at G2E in Las Vegas, the Sands Expo, and the Ainsworth booth. I'm joined by two beautiful ladies.
Woohoo!
Kelly,
Yay.
say hi.
Hi.
Slot 500 Club, and Tina.
Love Start Gambling.
We're going to be talking about all of the things that we've seen so far, whether it comes to the game designs, the new mechanics, people that we've met in the industry, and just opinions about what we've seen so far this year.
Yeah.
And Kelly, I want to go ahead and start with you, and let's talk about a couple of games that have really caught your attention this year.
Okay, so I'll be honest, I can't remember all of their names. There was a dragon game that Light and Wonder that I really liked.
Yeah.
But
Are you talking about Double Dragon?
Was that it? I don't know.
Split screen?
No, it had three bags. We'll post a picture of it. It had three
Michael was a designer.
3 bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this dragon. So we'll post some video of that. So that
Oh,
one.
you said Every. Or Light and Wonder.
That was Light and Wonder.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited about that one, and I'm a little intrigued by the Huff and Even More Puff.
Me too,
Huff,
yeah.
Oh, Huff and Even
Even
more
More
puff.
Puff.
So we have double
Yeah.
wheel set.
Yeah.
And there's a new dancing drum game. That's graphics are gonna just blow your mind.
And
The-
actually, I haven't seen that one yet.
I
need to go spend some more time over there.
Are gorgeous.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What about you, Tina? Sorry, my voice is shot from talking so much.
I think so. I also in the Every booth, I am excited about their new what's the Yeehaw Cowgirl game?
Yeah,
that they-
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I am addicted to. I named her Suzette. I think she looks like a Suzette. I don't think that's her real name, but I'm very excited about that. She has a cute little dog.
It's all about the graphics.
I'm very
and the
loud,
character
so anybody
detail.
who ever told me you couldn't hear me is just not truthful. But I'm also excited in the Ainsworth booth how colorful all of the games are this year, and also this one right here, this wolf one, Walking Wolves. Look at the war paint on that dog. I love it. I also love dog games, so maybe I'm just attracted to that. But
Yep. What's really got my attention this year, I will have to say, I'm going to talk about Aristocrat for the first time. Usually Aristocrat recycles their games, but they have a brand new cabinet that, I'm already forgetting the name of the cabinet, but for the Super Bowl link, the NFL Super Bowl link.
oh wow,
And it's really pretty. And I'm not a big sports person, so they got me with the NFL and those graphics, y'all.
Light and Wonder did that too.
Aristocrat is expanding. So the NFL link is big right now. That's the new one in casinos. They have probably 5 other NFL titles coming out, and from what we were told, they're trying to get them at Q1 2024 because, of course, Super Bowl is being held in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And so those are expected to be out. And there's even typical 3-reel machines there that are NFL related that actually I would probably
The
play.
stepper machine?
Yeah, and I don't even typically play those 3-reel,
Right.
but they have some really cool Holden Spin features
The bonus
attached to those.
and a repeat win feature.
Yeah, so a lot of NFL titles coming with, and there's some that are traditional link games where you get the 6 balls. So I think those will probably be popular. I'm not a huge fan of the one that's out right now, to be honest with you, just because I feel like it's a lot.
It's very reminiscent of Crazy Rich Asians. So we're familiar with that cash on reels, quadruple up feature, which that first NFL release. I forget the name of the first release.
Is it
that came out.
NFL Link? Oh, no, I'm not sure. I don't know, but the problem is it's too many features, and when you throw too many features in a game, the volatility is going to go higher.
Yeah, you start losing those main base game pays.
Right.
And and that's one thing. Let's go ahead and start talking about this. I have something to say.
Well, let me tell you this, Linda.
My name ain't Linda.
We got something
I
to
got
say.
words.
With each year that we are coming, this is our 3rd year to G2E. Tina, how many years?
My second year at
Your
G2E.
second year. And, we're well versed and, we've had a lot of experience playing the games as influencers. I've come to find, I'm not going to speak for you yet,
Yes.
but the games are just becoming more and more volatile.
It is.
And we are being told from the game manufacturers that survey groups show that players prefer higher volatility games.
Yep.
I'm seeing nothing but volatility out here on the gaming floor.
Yes.
And I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on volatility. Do you think that trend is a good move in the industry?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm looking at you, so we're going to go with
I'm
you. I know
looking
you
at
have
you.
something to say.
Okay, I got a lot to say. Okay, so, well, first what I'll say is we have to remember, so I try to look at this both ways, right? I try to look at this as an avid slot player, because that's what we are, and I try to look at this from an industry standard. And what we have to remember is they don't make the games for us, they make them for the masses. And psychology studies of gambling shows that people get more excited, their brain lights up more before the win hits. So it's all about the anticipation, right?
Right.
The brain lights up before that last reel hits. So the volatility is what really people like, the masses. So casinos make more money from people coming in, playing a few $100s and leaving than they do from us.
Yes.
So while we don't like them, and I agree, I don't like it.
We're not the average retail customer.
We're not the people that they care about. But to your point, so Josh has been saying, and you're correct, in my opinion, but who knows? Because this is all going to be in the future. We won't know. This is like where the trend is setting now is, yes, you're playing to those masses now, not to us avid slot players. But are you ever going to create an avid slot player? Because those people are going to come in, and unless they're one of the few who get that lucky hit, they're not going to keep coming back because
Right.
they haven't experienced the big hits that we did when
we
slot
first
machines
started
weren't
playing.
as...
So I'm 39, and when I turned 21, 2004, the gaming industry was a lot, in my opinion, very different. Lower volatility
For sure.
games
Yep.
were out there, and now the gaming floor, I've come to find that those games, those gems are now hidden gems and very rare to come across in the casino floors, and players are having a hard time continuing to have a good time in the casino because they don't have those old trustworthy games.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and say older IGT games, for instance.
Yes.
Like Cleopatra.
Mm-hmm.
Still a volatile game, but you have nice line wins to keep you going.
Yep.
Now everything is built and bonus focused, right? Built to be aspirational bonuses.
And
with the
gaslighting
pots.
us on what's a good bonus.
Yeah, it's becoming harder to have in my opinion, harder to have a good time in the casino because there's those lower volatility games are becoming almost extinct. Do you find that higher volatility games are what you want as a player?
As a player, I think so. As a player outside of what we do in the industry, I wouldn't know what a high volatility game is versus isn't, right? The psychological piece for me before I started a channel was this is a huge game. Like cabinets, colorful, it's drawing me in, it's vibrant. And then I'm seeing sometimes the demo feature showcasing its potential.
The track mode, yeah.
That's what's drawing me in. And then I'm like, okay, how long do I have to push this button before I get what I saw on this demo, this experience? Yeah.
And you truly do have to pay attention to those demos because in those demos, the credit values that are shown don't truly represent the bet that you might be playing.
Yeah.
So it's a little deceptive, but it does lure you in.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, what I've seen this year, and I don't think it was as much for me last year, or maybe I'm just paying attention differently, but like the larger cabinets, those are the first thing you see when you walk in. So why wouldn't I go to that first? And in my experience, my limited experience, those are also the games that tend to be more volatile because they're grabbing you emotionally. They're not actually.
Well, that's another thing we can talk about. We'll put volatility on hold right now. Mm-hmm. What is your opinion about these tall cabinets? For instance, do you like people knowing that you just had a large win?
Right. That's a really good question, actually. For me, I don't mind if it's a large win. But if I'm playing this game and someone's walked by me 4 times, 5 times, and I've been sitting there and my large win is probably a little mundane, then it's kind of, then I'm kind of like, I'm sitting in front of this big cabinet and people are like, that's all she won. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
What's a big presentation?
But for me, I'm not like, if I'm in a casino, I'm assuming everybody's seeing everything. So I'm not trying to hide my experience.
So it doesn't bother you?
Mm-mm.
I guess it does depend on what property you're at. You know, sometimes there
That's what I
are
was
some
gonna say.
slot
Yeah, that's
creepers.
true. That's true.
I think it definitely
Yeah.
because here in Vegas, like I will count my money, and I will even have people in the comments like, "Stop pulling your money out and taking pictures with the money," right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there are people, but
You need
I
that
don't.
thumbnail.
Yeah, so I feel safe here in Vegas. Now back home in New Orleans.
Have y'all
Shout
been
out
to New Orleans?
I don't, and in fact, there's a property in Biloxi that every time you win, I won't call it the property, but every time you win. So let me stop by saying, in our area in Louisiana and Biloxi, no, not New Orleans, just in Biloxi, when you win, they lock up your machine and they won't unlock it until they pay you. Okay, so some properties will unlock the machine, you can keep playing.
Oh, when you get a hand pay.
They won't in Biloxi. They lock up the machine until they pay you. Well, before they pay you, there's a big announcement. Some lucky winner just won $10,000
Yeah.
on the exact machine, right? Pans of magic. And so then everyone
One
runs
wants
to
to
your
go
machine
find it
and
and
they see you.
it.
And that has happened to me. So I won 2 grand jackpots
Well,
at that exact property. And I specifically had to say something. I'm like, this is not safe. Like, you're telling the exact amount of money I just won, the exact machine. Now people are coming, they're seeing my face, and I have to walk out to the parking lot when I leave here.
You know, Harris
That's
New
a really
Orleans
good
recently
point.
started, I'm telling you, as soon as a jackpot hits on a machine, I don't know how they do it, but right on the TV monitors, boom, music, just the regular music that's playing like on the radio goes silent, and then a special sound starts playing, and congratulations. And then, but it does not say what the game was, but it does say the value of the win.
Does it have a name?
So it's kind of, I understand the marketing part of it. Like, these people are probably having a terrible experience here at the casino, but guess what? There are people winning. So it could be you.
Yep.
See, it just happened.
Yeah.
But maybe they should be a little bit more thoughtful about when.
Yes.
But then, I mean, they might have winners, and you can't really track down the player, But it does, maybe at the end of the day, here's the jackpots that we had today. Maybe not so instantaneous.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's different from property to property. Like, I know Seven Feathers does it after so many wins. After they get so many wins, they'll just make an announcement, and it's a threshold. Like, we had a lucky winner win $10,000, and it may have been $15,000, but it's like $10,000. Like, there's thresholds. And this one property in Biloxi is the only property I've ever been to in my life where they say the exact machine and they literally to the penny, the exact amount that you've won on the exact machine before they even come and pay you. So that's just a property issue.
Well, we're out here putting all our business out there on YouTube. So.
People know anyway, right?
But it's,
we're not trying to hide anything.
It doesn't air right away unless it's a live stream.
Here we are complaining about that as we're live. Winning. Like, guess where exactly where I'm at this exact moment.
Hey, guess how much money I have. Yeah.
Well, let's get back into G2A and everything that we've seen off the cuff, right?
Off the cuff at its best.
So before we started, we were talking about Every and some innovative ideas that they've come up with. And I feel every year when I come to G2E, this is, again, my 3rd year, Every seems to always have the most risky, innovative concepts, mainly kind of headed by Juan Mariscal. I think he does the most quirky innovations. One is called XY.
Yes.
Did you play it?
I did not play XY. Did we? I don't think I did yet.
Yes, we did.
Okay, simply, it's on screen, X. And then the other version has a Y.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That's what it was. Yes, that's the whole concept.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no character symbols. It's just credit prizes and multipliers.
So this is the same guy who created Cha-Ching.
Yes.
So, Cha-Ching is the one with the gift
present.
boxes, and you literally just push the box.
Like Jackpot Party.
And that's one thing I respect about Every is that as a company, they are willing to go outside of the box and believe in their designers, and they'll try it. And look, a lot of it may not work. What I remember last year at G2E, so Michael over there at Every was so excited about Cha-Ching, and he showed me that game. And I looked at him and I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I literally said those words. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
There hasn't been something so instant like that.
Right. But then when I played it for the first time in an actual casino with actual cash, which was at Resorts World, I couldn't stop. I was like, it's just one more box. Just one more box.
And you're picking $5, $6.
And I just couldn't stop myself. And like people would walk around me and they're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Just try it." And then the lady would sit next to me and she's like, "You're right, I can't stop picking boxes." Like
It's so unique. It really is.
You just
Well,
don't
you get
know.
the instant gratification picking.
Well,
those
because
boxes.
we're so used to link games or whatever that it's so hard to go out of our comfort zone. So good on Every for pushing that boundaries and like forcing us to go out of our comfort zone and try new things.
I feel like the Holden Spin feature mechanic has been a stronghold and a tried and true proven mechanic that everyone seems to have latched onto, and even Every, going back to Every this year, I know we're at the Ainsworth booth, we will talk Ainsworth, but they have latched on to the triple pot feature as well.
Yep.
That I believe stems from Food Eye Leanne, right? Was that the first pot feature game?
I don't know.
The bags that turn?
Is that
just
what?
say the bag game.
The bag game?
Yeah.
And so
I don't
now
know
it seems
anything.
like
Right.
everybody has. I'm even looking at Ainsworth right now. We're going to be talking about Sandbow Pandas, which is a brand new release. It's the first Ainsworth game, I think, that has included multiple
Those persistent
yeah,
games,
but the pandas are cute. And then we need to go play it.
Yeah.
We need to go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Every is they're leaning this year. They are pushing some Holden Spin features, some persistence games with the 3 pots or bags or firecrackers, whatever.
Yeah.
And
And
they are going
there's-
that way.
And going back to Ainsworth and Holden Spin, it's right around the corner, Tina. Prosperity. Someone help me out here.
Are you talking about Grand Fortune? Because
No.
With the bears.
it's got a link
We'll
feature.
post a picture of it here on the screen so you can see it.
It's a unique thing that Ainsworth has come up with. If anyone with Ainsworth wants to tell me, it's a spin on Holden Spin. Okay, I had to go step aside and check out the name of the
All right.
game. It's Treasure Spirits.
Treasure Spirits. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
and
excited to
Holden
try this.
Stack. So
Okay.
instead of Holden Spin, it's Holden Stack. And if you haven't played the game, I definitely do say it's a very volatile game. But when you get that feature, it's a lot of fun and there's a lot of potential to win big.
I don't
With
think
the-
I've seen that one.
Yeah, you'll have to go press those buttons in demo
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we'll have to go push those
Demo
buttons.
mode is the best
Yes, we love demo
We
mode.
win every time.
But Ainsworth has made a nice move forward with a new mechanic with that. So, as influencers, one thing that we like to discuss is what the game manufacturers could do, should do, but they don't. And even some things we have discussed with some game designers.
Well, yeah.
We were like, oh no, why did we?
Or why
Tell
are you
them.
missing this?
We need
Oh,
to
yeah.
license our
Yes.
concepts.
Yes.
We're just giving away
games.
free ideas.
Oh no.
And I wish I could tell you because they're really good.
We don't want anybody to take
But so that's one thing that we love to do is speak with the game designers and come up with some innovative ways to play the games. What creative ideas. Is there anything that you feel that is a proven game on the floor that you would change about it? Is there?
That's a good question. Because I feel like we did have this discussion, you and I did, when we were looking at
there are some games that are just they got the right combo, right? Like Lightning Link and Dragon, like they got the right combo. They just did, and now everyone's having to try to recreate because I don't think there's been anything even remotely like as popular as those two. So now everyone's just trying to figure out how to reinvent that. And I think that was the winning combo. I just think there's so many games that are so good that just miss the mark by like that much. And that much makes such a difference because it really has to be the total package. And we talk about that all the time. Tina and I were talking to someone from Every yesterday who was like, I do the artwork. That's like the least important part. And it's like, no, it's not because your artwork is what's going to make me sit in the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it has to be the sound that earworms me to like be thinking about it later, or it has to be the math, obviously, that keeps me sitting there in the feature. So it all has to play together. But I think there are some games that miss the mark by either bad math, because they're great games. So one that I can name
And
would be
some visually stunning games as
yeah.
well.
So that Fiesta
like
game,
you were talking about with these tall machines.
yes.
Yeah.
So is it Super Fiesta by Every that came out last year where you hit the pinata?
Yes, when you tap the pinata.
Was such a fun, amazing game, but the math was off, and I think it was again too many features create bad math because it had really interesting, cool concepts. The artwork was fun, and if you got the features, it was fun, but you rarely got them. Ainsworth, a lot of the things that Ainsworth misses out on is a celebration at the end. A lot of Ainsworth bonuses end with nothing. It's over. That was your last spin.
And actually,
It's done.
and when you're trying to speed through the count up,
yes.
it goes right to the next spin.
Just
I'm like,
having
I wanted to cash.
Yeah, so
okay.
just that quick celebration of a coin show.
Yeah, well,
misses the
there is a
mark.
nice coin show that does come up on the Ainsworth games.
But not all of them. There's some that miss it. So it's usually something that's so stupid simple. It's just twerk this one little thing and it would have it for me. But again, I'm speaking for me, not the masses. So maybe like what works for me doesn't work for other people. There are just some companies that get all of those things right, and Light and Wonder really is one of them for me. They get
and this
all
is something
of
that
those
we
parts
discuss
right.
with the game designers and manufacturers openly. This is not just for this. We do go there. We do, speak from the heart. And
we do.
It might be very, opinion based and kind of, I don't know what the word I want to use is, but just kind of matter of fact, maybe is a way to say it,
Oh, we're blunt.
Yeah, you're blunt. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the word. Long week. But yeah, I'm unafraid to speak my mind when it comes to the games. And again, we're just influencers. They're not going to change the world for us.
No.
They appreciate our input, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, all the work that they've done. But maybe we do have some influence in the long run, right? I would hope that.
And I mean, we read your comments. We read the comments, so we do see what other people say.
And they're seeing our viewers' comments on our channels too.
Yeah.
So it's not just us; they get to see a community of people that may agree with us. But yeah, I think Light and Wonder does do a solid job with presentation.
They do a great coin show at the end. Konami does great with their audio. Like, a Konami game, you're walking through and you're like, okay, Konami's hitting because they've got that music,
yes.
right? And they're good with the earworms, Prize Strike or Bull Blitz. Like, you start hearing that all night long. So, like, some of these,
IGT is also really good with
Yes.
that and the visual drawing you in.
Yes.
And IGT's like the new lamp game with Mystery of the
Mystery of the
Lamp.
Lamp.
that is amazing game.
Yes, so yeah,
Well,
it's very volatile,
persistence play, with
but it's got the persistence play. Yeah, exactly.
But
But
the
it's also
graphics and- yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
like I'm just.
They have a new
It's
flurry
kind of
feature
relaxing.
now.
Yeah, and that flurry, it's very relaxing to me, which just seems ironic because it's so bright at the same time. But when I'm in a smaller cabinet and it's not as vibrant, I'll be honest, I get a little bored, right? And so then in my head, I'm like, what does it look like for the viewer on the other side of the camera?
Right.
Like, how much does this change your experience?
When it comes to us behind, when we're filming something, we want to film something that's visually appealing to our audience.
But aside from that, talking about cabinets, I don't know about you guys. I never thought about cabinets until I started kind of doing this.
Sure.
Right?
When we first started coming to G2E,
Now
they would push the cabinets on us, and now I'm just like,
now
I like
I
them.
notice every cabinet, and I am so drawn to cabinets. But I think it's so we don't even realize how drawn we are to cabinets. So think about Dragon Link. When they started putting Dragon Link on those small cabinets, I don't like playing them as much. I don't get as much enjoyment on those little small cabinets as I do on the curved cabinets. So you don't as slot players, we don't even notice those things, but they're so important.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm going to gravitate to something that's visually appealing too.
Yeah.
Especially if it's new. I want to try something. If I'm going to try something new for the channel, I want to say, at least I'm enjoying these pretty graphics, and I lost $100.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
And the good music.
That's what happened on that Money Link Ultra, whatever that game is.
What's it called?
Money Link Revolution.
Money Link Revolution.
Oh, I haven't played it. It's at Resorts
I'm
World.
so excited
I'm
about
nervous
it,
to
but
play
it's
it.
it's difficult. It's difficult. Like,
I'm
that's a
nervous.
very good example of a gorgeous cabinet. Conceptually, you're like, oh my gosh, this game has so much potential.
I believe Jamie Knight at Light and Wonder worked on that.
I never got a bonus on it, so I can't tell you. I've never hit anything.
Even on demo mode.
I need to go through the demo mode. That's the problem. I need the key.
There are some other game manufacturers we haven't talked about, and we can just go over them really quickly. Blueberry. They're right next door.
Blueberry's very fun.
So Blueberry is a super funky young company. Hasn't been around very long. The CEO is a young hip guy, so they've got some really creative ideas. They've got some pretty badass ideas. In fact, one of their things says like
it
big
literally
ass win,
says that. Yeah, I
which
loved
I
it.
really appreciate. I love that part of them. They're
bold.
mostly in bingo. What is that? Class 3?
Class 2.
Class 2.
They're mostly in class 2. They're just starting to kind of venture out. So now you're seeing them more. So I'm excited to see what happens to that company because I like them. I like them as a company. I like the guys there.
And where they're heading.
I like the
their
guys
vibe.
there that run there. Yeah, the vibe or their booth. They've always got like a full bar. Like they're super cool and funky.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Like
They don't have coffee.
No, she said
they
bar.
do. They do. They have an espresso machine back there too. But they're just a really cool, fun company that I would like to support. So far, I will be honest, I've not done well on there, and they really talk a lot about the math of their games. I personally have not done well on their games, but I haven't played a whole lot because they're just kind of starting to populate into like the regular casino.
Yeah, they've yet to make it into Louisiana. They're still, I think they're just in Arizona and New Mexico. They're not in Nevada.
I think they are starting to come to Nevada.
Or is it Nevada?
Now. Nevada.
They should be coming to Washington. We're
Get
class
out of
2.
Nevada?
Yeah,
Or get out of
they're pushing this way.
Yeah,
we got to start wrapping soon because we're
getting
pushing
pushed
into
out.
your time. I know. I'm sorry. We're talkers, so.
No.
Loquacious, the word of the day. This off the cuff is sponsored to you by the word of the day.
Yes.
Loquacious.
So let's real quick
Very talkative.
We'll talk about the other ones real quick. AGS. Did you see
AGS,
anything at AGS?
Yeah, AGS has yet again reinvented River Dragons.
Yep. I just saw
And
that.
the second
With
installment.
links, right?
What's that?
Does it have links now?
No. So that
Oh.
was last year's. They put
Okay.
cash on reels on last year's edition of River Dragons. Hated it.
Well, you did
Like I
that
said,
one.
I'm
You
blind.
did that one at Queen.
Yeah, I played it at the Queen.
Twice?
Yep.
And nothing.
It was brutal to me. But this one seems to be like it's going to be a winner. It's boosted. And there's another version where the reels can expand up to like 13,000 ways to win.
Okay.
Instead of 6,408.
Okay.
And there's a gold dragon on it now.
Oh, gold one.
Yes, and a jackpot. Jackpots that you can win with goldfish.
It's another highly volatile game.
Yes, very very volatile. But I think it's going to be more fun to play than the cash on reels. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one when it hits the casinos
That's
next
good.
year.
I didn't go to their booth. So
Yeah.
then we have IGT, and then we'll end with Ainsworth. So IGT has a new Whitney Houston coming out that they're super excited about, which is a take on Prosperity Link. So it's gonna have the
Multi-level.
but then it also has like the big wheel, like the old Britney Spears game. So they're super excited about that.
Yeah.
You won't see, you won't see a lot of that on our channels because Whitney Houston is doing what Whitney Houston does and is singing the whole time, which means we
Music
will
claims.
either be blocked or copyrighted.
Copyrighted, yeah.
So you won't get to see that from us, but that's a good one. And there's another version that we were just talking about
Mystery
of Mystery of the
Lamp.
Lamp
Mystery
that has
Lamp,
a
yep.
flurry version that's super cool.
And Prosperity Link, which is proven
Oh,
to be
yes.
their best
There's
performing.
2 versions with a
Yes.
dude, one with a guy.
Yep.
And we got the inside scoop.
The newer versions of the game, which we always kind of knew, but we didn't know, right? We felt intuitively. The new versions are always higher on the volatility. So they hook you in,
Yep.
and then they're like, let's create new pictures on the game and a little twist, and then they get harder and harder. So
Yeah,
just-
we actually did. The scoop is the male character, who's the only male. There's 3 female characters and the male character. He is the most volatile
Yeah,
of the bunch.
that's what they said.
And
Yep.
if you've watched my channel, I always say I have a harder time on the guys always. And I'm kind of wondering if that's kind of a thing across the board, where the guys are a little tougher.
Yeah,
Which
the women-
it should be the other
Because
way.
Golden Firelink, I always have a harder time on the guy version too. So, I don't know. But I'm sorry, I just kind of took over.
No, yeah,
I kind of took over only because I know we're 10 minutes over time.
Yeah.
So then we'll end with Ainsworth, and we kind of mentioned Ainsworth. So I'll give you my quick perspective of Ainsworth, what I noticed a lot of difference in Ainsworth is their artwork this year.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of really cool and cute artwork, which is not typical Ainsworth fashion. Usually I can look at a game and know, like, that's Ainsworth. These
very
games I
engaging.
wouldn't think. In fact, this that I'm looking at right now, Strike It Gold, I probably would have thought that was a Blueberry game, to be honest with you. The artwork is
that
really
one
cute.
That one caught my eye, and the wolf that you had mentioned
I
earlier
love the wolf.
kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of something from Every.
Yeah, yeah.
Or IGT.
IGT is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there seems to be a shift in the design team with Ainsworth. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have confirmation on that because we just got
that's
to
just
the booth.
us looking at it.
So we'll find out for sure.
Yeah, so some interesting things coming from them. So we haven't, full transparency, had a chance to really walk this booth and play these games.
Extension
But just
Link looks
looking
really
at them,
exciting.
I'm excited to see what some of these games are, and I just visually I would sit down at a lot of these games.
Yeah, and
For sure.
we might be doing something special with Sanbao Pandas soon.
Which looks really cute, and it's a persistence game. It's the bag games, but
It's
the
very
graphics
cute.
are super cute.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to
So
see that one.
we'll likely be partnering up with
It's an
Ainsworth
easy
on that
recording
release.
cabinet too, as an influencer.
Yes.
The cabinet's easy to record, which is
Ainsworth
good.
always have very
Yep.
influencer-friendly
And view,
cabinets.
yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, I think we're going to wrap up right there.
We're going to wrap up our first Off the Cuff.
Off the
But
Cuff.
this is only the first. We've got
This-
lots to say, clearly.
We just need a production team on for every. I'm tired of editing.
Ainsworth, can we come back once a week?
All right,
I'm going to add the wink to off the cuff.
oh, okay.
Yes, I like it.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
Thanks for your input.
Thanks for leading us through, Josh.
Thanks for Ainsworth. Thanks to Ainsworth
Thank
for
you,
having us.
Ainsworth.
And yeah, y'all take care.
Wait,
we'll
he's counting you
see you
down.
next time.
Go try your
He's counting you
Ainsworth
down.
game.